Welcome to the Experience at Core Conversations. We look at marketing trends and customer experience challenges and discuss related technologies and successful implementations. This is Ahmed El-Yamani, Engagement Cloud Product Marketer inside Core. So welcome everyone. In today's episode, I'm honored to have Barend Emmerzal, a competence lead customer experience at Create. Welcome, Barend.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So Barend have been in the career of business and digital solutions between engineering, project management, and doing business consulting and coaching as well, before finally leading the customer experience at Create. Also, you've been a 4-time strategy MVP. And most importantly, Barend runs the barendemmerzal.com blog site, which includes tens of tips and guides on how to optimize digital experience and online channels. I'll put a link for this at the description at the end of the video. So really a wealth of experience and pleasure to be talking to you. So usually we start by talking generally about customer experience and having kind of an open discussion around what's going on in the market at the moment. And I like to use one of the quotes that I seen you using in your profile, which is bye-bye minimum viable product and welcome minimum lovable experience. From my understanding, the MVP, the minimum viable products, are a way to test products in an incremental way with clients. So like you implement something minimum and incrementally develop it with your clients. So how that is being replaced by minimum lovable experience, in your opinion? Is it a real practice? Have you tried it? Is it a solution to today's customer experience challenges?
Yeah, we use it at our customers, but it's not something that's common in the market. What I found out is that MVP thinking in a minimal viable product is bringing focus to functionalities rather than experiences. Studies of Gartner showed that 86% of nowadays customers don't buy products based on the product itself or price, but it's purely based on the experience they have with brands. So I started thinking, why are we focusing on a functional minimal product? That is the focus that you get when thinking in MVPs. At least that's what I see with our customers, that the focus is in based on we have a minimum set of functionalities that we need, that otherwise we can't launch the product. But the experience that end users have with the product is equally, if not more important than the functionality itself. So it's kind of a mindset, what lovable experience or minimal viable experience, but the experience is the keyword here. What experience do we need with the first version of a product that help us reach the business goals and ambitions that we have in mind?
Actually, that makes me wondering, like, how would you structure the team and how? Because that means, because I'm thinking the normal flow of business analysis and digital strategists and understanding the business and getting the requirements. Like how that impacts the way you implement the solution, you and your team?
What we always do is start with the end user in mind. So we're defining user groups, going through several iterations of interviews, low fidelity prototypes, but also from a concepting phase. If we think of some concepts, we're validating those with end users before we start diving in, fine-tune requirements on a detailed level and shaping backlogs, for example, and describing user stories. So we're doing a lot of research in markets and under end users, what the experience is they need. When do we have them engaged? And from there, we start shaping and detailing the product.
And do you usually get the opportunity to sit with your customers for interviews? Because that seems like...
Yeah.
You insist on this.
There are always situations where customers don't have time or money and just want something out, and we're start thinking sooner in MVPs rather than MLEs. But we try to convince our customers that they need to incorporate end users in shaping the product, because it helps create a better product that is used by end users and the adoption is better. And for a lot of our customers that works, and we get them on board and we incorporate validation sessions and user research sessions in designing products.
So is it documented? You have a book, a manifesto somewhere
No.
around it, or just
Not
it's
yet.
internal practice?
Yeah.
Okay, that's like I'd love to. Yeah, that would be interesting to publish, because it seems like you have it all. You have the incremental process. Okay, it's like also one of the other things I found interesting around your writing was data-driven customer experience with a human touch. So, firstly, why would you include a human touch?
If you don't do it for the end user, we don't believe you will succeed. And that goes both ways, by the way. So for the end user, that can be from a corporate website or e-commerce platform perspective, the customers of our customer. Well, that also applies for the end users of our customers, which can be content managers or digital marketers or whatever. So you need to think of shaping solutions for them as well, and incorporate them in configuring a content management platform like Sitecore during building a solution, building it for end users, and make sure that they start using your product, which in the end will lead to all kinds of business goals, of course, whether it is conversion increase or I don't know, working on your NPS. But that's the human touch, having focus on the human and making it for them.
All the humans in the process.
Yeah.
So you build a case for each of them, and you iterate above it. This is how I see you doing it. That's perfect. Also, because we are talking about data, so another writings, one was comparing two approaches, the bottom-up approach and the top-down approach in data-driven digital marketing. So what's the difference between these two techniques, and when, for example, the managers should go to one of these versus the other?
What I see and find out by a lot of customers and organizations is the bottom-up approach. So they start asking questions like, what can be measured? What can Sitecore do? And before you know it, you have a dashboard with a ton of KPIs, but you have no idea what they're telling you. And even if you have no idea what they're leading to. With the top-down approach, that means that we're starting with the strategic objectives of an organization, and that can be something like win 10% of the market, or increase our revenue with X%, or to launch a new product in some area of the world. And then work your way downwards. So what does digital marketing has to do to help achieving their goal? So if we want to increase the revenue, how much of that increase should come via online channels? And you can work your way down, so you know in the end what, for example, your ad spend on Facebook should deliver. But most organizations, they lack to show what the marketing efforts bring. So if you don't know what you're in the strategic business goals, it feels kind of useless, and you don't have a sense of purpose. That's one way. And the other way around is the bottom up. So you start looking at all kinds of data points. What do we have? What can we learn from it? But it's more experimental.
Yeah. Do you see a blend of both sometimes?
Yeah, of course. I'm currently starting some KPI workshops at a customer where we probably will do both. So we try to understand from a strategic point of view what the main goals are, and work our way down to understand what the online channel should bring and how do we measure that. But also the other way around, just think of all the things that we can do and create experiments without having clear business goals, just to learn from data and probably come up with new ideas.
Because you don't know what you don't know, right? It's like maybe we have some discovery amongst the data, like some behavior, customer behavior.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and also, of course, but that need to be within the larger, the high level organization objective as well. Like, focusing on profitability or customer reach or yeah.
But for me, the most important thing is that I get a lot of questions from customers, especially cycle customers. What can it do? So the return on investment is important for me because it's not a cheap product, and that's with a good reason. But if you have bought it, there must be a vision, and you want to improve the return on investment, of course. And that it can only be done if you have clear KPIs that can relate to strategic goals. That's the main reason why I like the top-down approach, to help customers understand what the return on investment is.
Makes sense. If you go in with such a product, customer experience product, you need to first understand your customers. You need to understand your objectives as an organization. So discovery and high-level objectives. And I see you getting into strategical challenges before you have kind of this understanding. You need to scale up the story and bring in all the stakeholders. And this is not always streamlined.
So definitely not. No.
Yeah. Do you have a tips on this, like involving top management and strategy of organization? Have you succeeded doing it?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm in kind of a similar situation right now. I think the most important part is to figure out if customer experience as a theme is on top of mind on executive level or management level. So if you don't have buy-in and they don't think it's important enough, then you will never succeed. So I think that's for me always step number one. Make sure that the decision makers and budget owners understand what you're trying to achieve, and that topics like data and customer experience are important. It should be on the strategic agenda.
Especially if it's an incremental process. You might try to build a business case in the beginning. So it's let's say promises, like for example, like based on these kinds of data and the similar situations that you have done before and other publications, for example.
So I read a lot of stuff from Gartner, McKinsey, Forrester, you can name them. Inspire them with presentations, sessions, workshops, and trying to convince them with those studies that have been done that show the importance of things like customer experience and data. And it works, but there are situations where business owners don't believe in digital marketing, for example, and just do it the old way. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so changing the point a bit, I think you wrote it before COVID, and it was about closing the gap between online and offline transactions. That made a lot of sense before COVID to me, but now after COVID, like, how did you think about revisiting this article?
I find it very hard because at the moment I see more and more offline communications returning. And a lot of will still remain online, remote. But I'm not sure if I'm looking at behavior of people here in the Netherlands. Still, we try to see each other face to face. So I'm not a researcher and a trend watcher, so I find it very hard to predict what's going to happen. The offline part will be a little bit less, I believe that, but I still think that there are things that will go offline. And if you look at the 360-degree view of your customer, probably B2B a little bit more, then there are offline interactions that you need to include as well. But for sure, the offline interactions will be a little bit less, but I still believe that they will remain.
To be honest with you, Barend, by the time I was doing the outline, that was I think a month ago, things are not like today. Like
no, it's going very quickly, of course.
We're still like everyone's thought it would be online, but suddenly everything is bombing. People are cramming back to the street. Seems like hungry to come back to the normal life as COVID has never happened back.
Yeah, I think we forgot that we're still human and have certain needs, and that shaking hands and hugging each other, that indicates that the offline interaction in some ways still remains.
I also wanted to talk about like building an end-to-end offline journey, or like how much Psycho or other customer experience tooling can they help? Like if you have a success use case of the technology.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's I use a model where I've called it the four pillars of customer experience. I believe it mostly always starts online. So when you start engaging with customers, you need four capabilities in organization from the people, process, technology perspective, and those capabilities are content, personalization, intelligence, and data. That's a model that I use at our customers to talk about solutions and also talk about what kind of people and processes do you need around those capabilities. And when you look at the Sitecore portfolio, especially with all the acquisitions of the last couple of years, we can fill in all those pillars with Sitecore portfolio. So content is, of course, a content hub and probably content management, Sitecore XP and XM Cloud. With personalization, we have the CDP. Intelligence is something that I also see in Sitecore CDP, of course, because there's a lot of machine learning and AI that can predict and auto segment, but also the Sitecore personalization AI. And with the data is mostly built around a CDP as well, or smart data platform, where you have different data sources that you can combine in one platform and do all kinds of reporting, predictive analysis around it. And those four pillars with solutions are, in my opinion, needed if you want to have an end-to-end control over the customer journey and understand where they come in and where they end, what their needs are, etc., etc.
I like to see that you predicted it on like the composability, the composable solution of Sitecore, kind of because you have the four cornerstones and they match with the four pillars or three pillars of the products where CDP can do something, content can do something, personalization. But also you've been writing about the all online example for Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
It's like how much brands can learn, like different industries can learn from each other.
I think it's good that companies look to each other. So Tesla is an example that has disrupted the automotive industry, and it's only doing sales online. You cannot go to a physical store and buy a Tesla. But it can inspire other companies and learn from what Tesla have done and pick certain elements and implement it in their journey. I believe in looking around, don't reinvent the wheel, and just adopt best practices or things that we can learn from other companies, and try to figure out in what extent you need to adopt those. So to give an example, I use the Spotify or Netflix model more from the customer experience point of view. I use them a lot in inspiration sessions or as an example of companies that are really mature in managing the journey and being omni-channel, omni-device, fully personalized. And I always try to inspire companies how far it can go and then challenge them also from a digital maturity model perspective. I use the Sitecore customer experience or digital experience maturity model a lot to help them find out where the maturity for them ends, what do they need and what can they learn and pick from companies like Spotify, Tesla, Netflix, and adopt those and implement those in the organization to achieve their business goals and to engage with their customers.
You're amazing. Jumping to another, try again on the real case scenarios. I want to, another model you talked about was see, think, do, care model.
Yeah,
like,
that's Google. That's a marketing model from Google. So before that, you had the. I need to be careful what I'm saying on a podcast, but in my opinion, a little bit more old school AIDA model. And Google made for the online digital marketing the see, think, do, care model. So that's the model they use to design campaigns and to think about what content in what stage of the journey of a campaign should you be using and what kind of channels should you be using. And I have used that model to help Sitecore customers think about the solutions that they can bring to the table based on the stages in the See, Think, Do, Care model.
Can you give an example? So, like, for example, let's stay a certain stage in the journey. Like if a customer, for example, is struggling with, I would not force one on you, but if you...
I can think of something else in the broad portfolio, but from the Sitecore Experience platform point of view, if you're starting in the C phase, you're creating awareness. So you probably have ads, you have, of course, SEO, display ads, and something that you typically use in that stage of the Sitecore platform are the campaigns and goals and engagement value. So if I am a marketer, I would like to know how much traffic is coming from the different channels, for example, social channels, ads I run. So I understand how my ad spend is performing, and campaigns is typically something that you can use in that stage. And when I go to the think stage, you will probably have visitors on your site. You probably want to personalize a landing page based on the channel they're coming from. So you can use the personalization feature of Sitecore. So in every stage, you can add more and more capabilities of the platform, build the experience with the ultimate goal to make that conversion. And that's something that I try to explain with that model, to start small and configuring measure points, and then use features for personalization, A/B testing, marketing automation to manage the journey.
Yeah. So that leads us to the last section of today's talk, and asking you about what you anticipate in the coming years. How do you see the companies are evolving, customer experience changing?
Yeah, I think that more and more companies understand the importance of customer experience, understand that especially larger companies that use a variety of different tools and have all kinds of content management systems. I think more and more companies understand that they need to consolidate and focus more on integration and data, and that can only be done by going for point solutions that can integrate with each other. I also think that the whole headless mock architecture is becoming more and more important. That's of course something that Sitecore is also doing. But that's the technical point of view. I also think that the behavior of humans is rapidly going to change, and that's of course driven by the technology that's evolving very quickly, and more is possible, so we're adopting it. But also of course new generations. So we're always talking about Generation Z, but there is probably a new generation coming. If I'm looking at my daughters, my youngest is 3 months, my oldest is 5 years. But the way they interact with devices, it's mind-blowing. Probably scary change in behavior and demands of brands coming from the technical point of view, from the digital interaction point of view, that we need to adapt to as companies, as brands. Especially with the things we talked about earlier, like the Metaverse. And for example, as a brand, do you need to be present in the Metaverse? Do you need to have content there for those potential customers? And that's going to, of course, it's going somewhere in that direction. And I think brands need to be prepared for those changes. They need to be ready to make sure that they're on the right channels at the right time and have their content, their products ready. And of course, the trends we're having from the API-driven headless architecture is going to help that. But I think that's something that's going to change more and more the next coming years, and organizations are working towards that situation, that are ready to plug and play in different channels and digital environments where new generations are and where they expect you to be as a brand. And that's something that, again, requires changes of people, process, and technology, because you also need the people to create the content and to understand the human behavior, and to make sure that you're ready as a brand to be present in those worlds.
That's from brand side. But
Yeah.
that makes me also want to ask about. You said you have 2 young children, and they have 1 teenager, and you'd love to see them socializing in the real world, not being isolated behind screens. So, but you still want to serve, because there is practicality and speed in content distribution using Metaverse, and I imagine there will be future technologies that would run on the same pattern. So how would you think protection should happen, or it would happen naturally?
Yeah. It's a very hard question, and as a young father, I'm also thinking about it right now. But I think brands have a responsibility there as well, and it's probably not the same, but kind of same discussion around data GDPR. I think you need to be open and transparent about what you're collecting and why, and what the rights and options of customers are. And I believe in trust as a very important part of creating connections with customers. And the more transparent you are, I think the more trustworthy you are. How that can be used in the metaverse and the digitalization of the world and the interactions that we have, brands should take responsibility there to be present and to have products or content ready, but take care of especially younger children and take care of their mental health. It's going to evolve so quickly, and the same with electric cars. We have no idea what the impact of the batteries and wasting batteries is on the environment. We think it's the future, but I don't know. I don't know if we're saving our planet by going electric. And the same is with digital. And we as parents, of course, for our children should also think about it and teach them how to deal with technology and digital interactions in a healthy way.
Seems like a call from you, Barend, on openness, honesty, because there is research going here and there, and there is no way to know about the right from the wrong unless we are firstly listening to each other, I think, like giving in space for others to talk and get their voices heard when they are saying something interesting, and being ethical. It's not just about materialistic chases.
No.
So yeah, I second you on this definitely, and I see there is a responsibility on each of us to take the right choice when you get the opportunity. Thank you so much for all of this, Barend. That leads us to the end of our questions today, and hopefully, I always say like humanity found a way. Like we did many mistakes through the course of history, but we also did a lot of amazing things. So hopefully we do it again, find a way to do something right and solve it. So thank you for your time, and I really enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed preparing for this episode, especially because I've been reading a lot through your blog post, and I'd encourage everyone to go your barendemmerzal.com, and I'll put that in the description as I mentioned at the beginning. I'd like to thank everyone who joined us today in this episode. Please make sure that you subscribe to this podcast if you'd like that content, and please let us know, give us your feedback to know what we can do to make the next episodes better. Thank you again, Barend, and hopefully we meet in person soon, and see you all next episode. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.